My mornings will usually start around 5:30 or 6, which honestly sounds productive, but I'm still tired every single morning. Of course, the first thing that I do is I make myself a coffee before jumping into any sort of work. I had a couple of customers that were coming to collect their orders early this morning, so I made sure they were prepared, and I actually had one customer arrive now, so I go downstairs to give them their order. They actually wanted their order inside a steamer container. Usually they come individually wrapped, but since it was for a business, they wanted to limit the amount of packaging that they use, so they wanted their cookies inside a container. I still have one more customer coming to collect their order in about an hour, so in the meantime I'm just prepping some ingredients. I also have a custom cookie order that I need to package up for the courier today. My customer wanted these cookies to be extra special for her mum's 80th, so I added on some gold detail and fondant flower stamps, and I think they turned out so cute. Okay, so now I'm finally on to the baking part of the day, which is honestly the part everyone thinks takes the longest, but somehow it's usually everything else around it that eats up my time. Right now I'm just getting all the dough ready and trying to stay organized, because once I fall behind, the whole kitchen turns really chaotic really fast. I feel like baking for a business is so different from baking at home, because you can't just casually throw ingredients together and hope for the best. Everything has to be consistent every single time. Every single ingredient that goes into your dough needs to be consistent and perfect. You have to have recipes that perform well and that come out pretty consistent every single time they come out of the oven. Because at the end of the day, you are operating as a business and people are paying for your work, so it is important to make sure that you're putting out consistent products. And when you're making large orders, the amount of butter and sugar that you go through is actually insane. It's so nice to be living in this day and age where you have things like DoorDash or Milk Run or Uber delivery where they can deliver the ingredients straight to your doorstep. I don't live in Westgate, so the Costco that we have here in New Zealand is really far. So I just go on the app and I order my ingredients, and then within like an hour or so they are delivered to my doorstep, and it's honestly so convenient. I do order a lot of my ingredients in bulk, so my butter, eggs, flour is all ordered in bulk from either Costco, Gilmore's, or sometimes the supermarket. For example, Costco ran out of flour the other day, which is kind of strange because they're such a big company, but I had to go to the supermarket to get my flour, and I had to get about 12 of those 1.5 kg flour bags, and it was kind of ridiculous carrying it to my car, but there will always be some kind of supply disruption, and you just have to learn to adapt. I also feel like people think custom cookies are expensive until they see how long every single step takes. It's not just baking, it's prepping, decorating, packaging, customer communication, cleaning, filming content. There's so much behind the scenes. Honestly, one thing I've learned from running a baking business is that timing is everything. If I don't stay on top of things, suddenly I've got cookies over baking, dishes everywhere, and about 10 things happening at once. I'm also trying to film this while I work, which makes everything so much longer because I'm constantly moving the camera around and trying not to block the lighting. And there's always that moment when I open the oven hoping the cookies come out perfect. But that's just not always the case. Sometimes they burn, you can overbake them, undercook them. There's just always something going on. I swear baking businesses are just a constant cycle of making a mess and cleaning it up. But seeing everything come together is actually really satisfying, rewarding, and I don't think I'd swap this job for any other job in the world. I honestly love creating something people get excited to receive. I love receiving emails from my customers telling me they appreciated the cookies, that the cookies were a hit, they liked this detail that went into the cookie, or their mum, their uncle, or whoever appreciated it, and it just makes it all worth it to me. So once I rolled the dough and I cut all the shapes out, I put them inside the oven to bake, and I'm probably going to start setting up packaging. I have a large corporate order from Qantas Airlines. They are celebrating 25 years in Jet Connect, which I'm not quite sure what that is. I think it might be like an extension business. So I have that to package up. I made the cookies a few days ago. They want 280 to be shipped to their main Auckland terminal, 80 to be shipped to Christchurch, and another 80 to be shipped to their Wellington branch. All the cookies have been heat sealed, I've quality checked them, I added full ingredient labels on the back, so now they're just sitting on the table waiting to be packaged up. Today is the day for the cookies to be shipped off, so I'm going to package them up in either bubble wrap bags or I will gently put them flat inside the box to make sure that they don't move around during shipping. Finally, I'm on the packaging part of the day, which is actually the final portion of my day today. Like I said earlier, the cookies were made a few days ago, so this part is all about making sure they arrive looking exactly how they should. I always like to lay everything out before I start packaging because once the cookies go inside the box, I don't want to be moving them around too much. I'm checking each cookie, making sure the colours look good, the design is clean. A couple of my cookies had the fondant toppers peel off, so I had to go back and reseal those. I also received a phone call from my last customer of the day telling me that they were downstairs ready to collect their order, so I went downstairs and gave them their order. Because these are cookies, they are quite fragile. The packaging is just as important as the decorating. They need to be protected properly, especially when they're being shipped. I add padding at the bottom and I put the cookies inside these little bubble wrap baggies. They work perfectly because they have bubbles on the outside which protect the cookie when you are placing them on top of each other. It adds like a soft cushion and I just feel like they work perfectly. Right now I'm just individually placing everything inside the box and making sure the layout looks nice. Before I close it up, I always change the arrangement around a few times because I want it to look neat when the customer opens it. I also try to keep the packaging really consistent with my brand, so everything feels clean and professional from start to finish. But with these large orders, I kind of have no choice but to ship them in these brown boxes because that's the only thing that fits them. Even little things like the tissue paper, stickers, and spacing makes a difference. These cookies are actually a lot more delicate than people think, but they surprisingly ship really well. There's only been a couple times that I've received complaints about broken cookies, but other than that, they ship really good. I also like to make sure the cookies are facing the right direction, face up, in the box, so when the customer opens it, everything looks really clean and put together straight away. For bigger orders like this, staying organized is honestly the main thing. I'll usually keep the packing slips nearby, separate the different designs, and work through everything slowly so nothing gets mixed up. I do try to make sure that I'm using eco-friendly packaging or that my packaging can be easily recycled. It is important because the cookies do come individually wrapped and therefore more waste, so it is important to make sure that you can actually do something and reuse the packaging that the cookies have come in. At this point, the whole room basically turns into a mini packing station. There's boxes everywhere, tape everywhere, stacks of cookies lined up. It always looks a little chaotic right before everything's finished. I've also started keeping all my packaging supplies organized in separate sections now because it saves so much time during bigger orders. Before that, I was constantly searching for labels or scissors halfway through packing. It was really inconvenient. And something I didn't expect when starting was how much packaging materials you actually go through. Ribbon, tissue paper, bubble wrap, tape. Once all the cookies are stacked, I will seal the box, put the shipping label on top, and carry the box downstairs for the couriers to come and collect. The most satisfying part is putting that last shipping label on the box because you know your job is done. But now comes the less exciting part, which is the cleanup. Somehow, no matter how organized I try to stay, there's always tissue paper, tape, and packaging scraps absolutely everywhere by the end. So I'll usually start by clearing all the leftover packing supplies, putting the ribbons and stickers away, and breaking down any extra boxes I didn't use. Then I'll wipe down all the benches because packaging leaves so many little bits everywhere, especially from shredded paper and cardboard. I also like resetting everything before I finish for the day because future me always appreciates walking into a clean workshop the next morning instead of a mess from the night before. At this point, the kitchen honestly looks completely different from when I started this morning. It goes from organized to chaos and then back to organized. by the end of the day. Before I completely finish for the day, I'll do one last check of emails and then I will write down tomorrow's orders just so I know exactly what I'm walking into. But yeah, obviously once this video is uploaded, the order is officially done, shipped out, and the customer has received it. So that's basically a full day in my cookie business, from answering orders in the morning to baking, packing, and finally getting everything shipped out and cleaned up by the end of the night. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for spending the day with me and coming along behind the scenes of my cookie business. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment because it really supports my small business and it helps my videos reach more people. And if there's anything you'd like to see next, more baking, packing orders, decorating videos, or business content, let me know below. I'll see you guys in my next one.